What's up guys, D628 here. Welcome to the disassembly and finding out if this is the issue of the 2014 Ford Escape not properly running. It still runs fine, it's extremely loud, and I think it's the PTU. So, in the last episodes that you guys saw, I don't know how many came out, I still haven't even edited them. I showed you guys how to take out the PTU of the Ford Escape, but now we're gonna disassemble this guy and see what it looks like inside. It's been like a week and a half since making this video. It just took forever for the parts to come, but I probably should have done this part earlier, but this shouldn't take long. We're not gonna fully disassemble it, we're just gonna take out these screws and see what it looks like in the inside. I'm hoping that it is gunked up in there because that would be the reason why it's running really bad. So I just have it sitting on this oil pan because I'm pretty sure there's still some stuff in there, but we ordered a new hose for this so we can take this one off because this one, as you can tell, has been completely deteriorated and inside is just like completely fucked. I'm just trying to get all the shavings off. I don't have any leaks coming out from the top. There's no leaks coming from this thing other than the leak that we ordered the other seal from. So I'm hoping that it's still in good condition and that it can still operate. But who knows? We have to take these bolts off. I'm gonna guess they're like 8 or something. Yep, so we have 8mm bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 8mm bolts. I don't know how hard these are to take off, but let's see if this can do the trick. Yeah, not too bad. This is where you can see some leak stains probably from that angle. And that's 8 right there. I'm not a trained professional. This is something that I think this is how you do it. It does have some like binding material like RTV or something. So before I put this back together, I will probably have to go and get some of that. I have to go to the store either way. So we'll most likely have to put that back, you know, a new layer and strip out the old layer and clean it all up. But let's see how it looks inside of this thing because I don't think it's gonna be good. Just trying to find some leeway, like right here, little points that you can pull on and slowly separate. Crowbar is probably not the best thing, but it's like the first thing that I found. This is not like the best, most secured table or anything, but it will have to do. It is really cold in this garage, so pressing this metal is not fun. It's really unsecure. I'm gonna go to the floor and finish this probably. There we go. That should have separated enough. Yep, okay. All right, let's look at this damage together. So got it separated and not damage, but goop. I almost said a slur. Okay, that is not what I thought it was gonna look like inside on this area. I really don't want to take anything apart if I don't have to, but you can see it's just pure sludge either way on these parts here. So I can't imagine how it is in the gear sets. Definitely has that smell. God, that is literally the worst smell of any fluids on a vehicle. We'll take a little bit apart. Let me grab some gloves to have better grip. This place is a disastrous mess. Oh, that freaking, that oil just smells so bad. But what my plan is to do with this is to disassemble some of it at least to get to the inside of it, even though I don't know, again, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't want to ruin it because this is like $1,000 part. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. Okay, so there's a lot of fluid coming out. That's good. That's what I wanted. It's not as caked up as I thought it would be. Let me get another set of gloves as well. Let me grab, I keep doing something and then needing something else. Let me grab another oil pan. That one has some ice in it. I just need something to put other parts on. Where's my other one? The other one is filled with transmission fluid that I gotta get rid of because I'm gonna just replace it either way. So I'm just gonna take like brake cleaner or something just to take this all apart. But the main thing is this. I have changed the fluid on this. Obviously, as you guys saw multiple times by now, from changing the transmission and all that. But inside, there's no metal that I'm seeing. But like these pockets where there's just would be sludge. I just don't know if that, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, honestly. Because when I changed this fluid, it was like super thick. As you can see on that part, it's actually still pretty thick. But I think what the issue is then is from the leak, it's just going low and it's making that sound. But at the same time, it can't be that because as soon as I do a fresh change on it, it was making that sound. So it must be damaged one way or another. This is freely spinning, so this is where the drive shaft connects, and the drive shaft is really hard to spin. So the sound of the car is coming, it sounds like from the front, like exactly where the PT would be. I do have to switch the gear oil on that rear drive shaft as well. That I have not replaced, but that's not in an area that it gets so hot either way. This is more of the problematic child, Jake Paul, with the Ford Escapes and just Fords in general, because it sits in such a hot area with the exhaust, with obviously the moving parts inside, the turbo right above it, the exhaust, it's just the transmission, the motor, everything right there is just, and it's in there, just trapped. So I just wonder if that has something to do with it, but again, like the oil is not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Again, I did change this, but I see like in there, like the deep pockets there, it is really dark. You guys can't really see it. I don't have my flashlight on me, but there's these little pockets and they seem to be a lot more dark than normal. My plan, because this wasn't that hard to take out, my plan was just to kind of re-clean this and just take out all the old sludged up stuff, which again, I thought it was going to be way worse than this. Take out the old sludged up stuff, get that new cable that I took off, this thing here, because obviously that has something to do with it, and then fixing that leak that was on the other side, leaking down, and that was probably going onto the exhaust, making the smell happen. The smell was way worse when it was freshly installed and then it kind of went away. That's why I didn't think the leak was that big of a deal. But if it is leaking and it's just drying up, but again, it starts freaking having sounds immediately. So I really do think it's the PTU just going out. The drive shaft feels like, I don't know how freely this should spin, but it feels pretty hard to spin. It doesn't feel that smooth. But again, I don't know how hard this should be. So, but if you guys had issues with a Ford, let me know in the comments down below. If everyone responded, I'm pretty sure my comment section would be filled, because Fords are fantastic vehicles. I'm gonna do some research and go from there. I brought it outside so I can clean it with some brake cleaner and just some towels. I just want to see what we're looking at. As you can see, it is pretty thick in there. I just don't know if that's the cause of the issues that we're having with it. Probably not, but yeah, it's super thick. So what I'm gonna do is just clean it to the best that I can and go from there. So on older Ford models, they used to not even have a place to change this fluid. It was definitely a thing designed to fail so that they can make more fucking money because they're a piece of shit company. But they fixed that with like this one, with you being able to replace the fluid in it. But what I was seeing is like a failed PTU, at least in those ones, is like if it starts leaking out on the vent tube or whatever, the vent hose, and that would be like a problem that it would have caused, is the vent tube, and that means like it's pretty much a failed PTU. And they were saying how if it's leaking from like one of the axles or whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean it's failed, it's just leaking from the thing. So I'm hoping that's the case with this one, because that's where it was leaking from. All right, I've done it a couple times now. As you can see, there's a lot more sludge in there now. What I'm doing, and as well as this, look how much easier that is to spin. It's not, because it shouldn't spin freely with no resistance, but it shouldn't be that hard, in my opinion. I don't think it should be. So what I'm doing, I did it once and it helped a lot. I'm just doing it a couple more times just to make sure that I'm getting the most that I can out of it while I'm here. Is taking brake parts cleaner and just spraying it inside of here to let it settle inside of that, and then I just wiggle and move the drive shaft around to get all the old stuff out. And this is what I wanted to do with taking it apart, but again, I don't know how that all goes in like that. Plus I couldn't even take it out, so I didn't want to risk it. But I'm just kind of doing that, letting it kind of wiggle around, and then I pick it up and just kind of spin it with my hand back and forth, and then like just full rotations one way, and you can hear it like inside working it, and then just let it go like that, and it gets a lot of the this stuff out of there. But you can see it's not freely spinning, but it's not like immediately stopping. I can actually spin it with like 2 fingers. Before I had to really put some muscle into it to spin it. And yeah, I'm gonna do that a couple more times until it's like pretty much almost clear. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I'll put the new seal back on the other side and get that tube on there, and hopefully this is the issue. It could be countless of other things. I'm just really hoping that this is the part of the problem. The Walmart SuperTech brakes cleaner is good, but you always just have like this much left that you just cannot get out without a big hassle. Look at that, fully gone. Has that much left. Then you have to shake the hell out of it. Yeah, it's not coming out more. All right, I put a lot in there this time. I'm just gonna let it really work itself in there. You can see how full it is. I just do it like fast, that way it really works up in there. So that's pretty much just pure brake fluid. A little bit of chunks, as you saw, like that. So as it's not fully like disassembled and taking it apart, this is the best I can do. I'm gonna fully clean the inside again, and then I'm gonna leave it open until tomorrow. I'm gonna need to clean that stuff too, but I'm gonna leave it open until tomorrow, torque that down, That way and I'm just gonna have it tipped over. That way anything from there, from brake cleaner stuff, can get out, because I wouldn't want that in while the car is running and all that stuff. So I have a little Q-tip to get the little pockets out. But yeah, there's just pockets of gunk everywhere. So all right, that's the inside of it. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but it is not caked in black anymore. Black, like thick sludge, and this spins a lot more freely. Never do that with a pressurized bottle, obviously. Don't do that. But we're just gonna pour that over these. Look how much there's left. We're gonna save some. This is just pure gunk in this whole damn thing. Look at that. Pure. Can't even tell what the freaking glove is and what the paper towel is. Yeah, this one's in rough condition. Only problem with this is, like, it's not loosened. It doesn't like loosen it up because it's already loosened up. It's just fucking thick burnt oil. I guess it is removing it. Yeah, it like loosens up. It helps a lot like that, but it's still just caked on there because it's like thick sludge. Yeah, there's no discoloration with it. It's not like that's been overheated like on the gears and stuff. There's no discoloration that it's been like too much heat through it or something. But cool. Okay, that's as good as I want to get it. There's not too much to it. Just want to get like any of the black gunk off, which we pretty much did. There's still like little things like that, but that's just because my hands are dirty. But that is good for that one. And now this one's definitely gonna be brush needed. This one's definitely not gonna be perfect, but will be far better. Like, you can see how much I'm taking off of it, you know. So yeah, that's where the drain plug was. So this was where all like the gunk was. As you can see, even on the drain plug, there's a lot of gunk on it already. But yeah, again, no metal. That's a magnet right there. And there's no metal shavings. There was no metal shavings anywhere on the unit. So I don't think the unit should be damaged. But knowing my luck, it probably is. All right, I took a hose to it with dish soap and just did the best I could, and that's all I could do. So because there's water on here, obviously I'm not going to be installing this until like tomorrow. I'm just gonna let it sit in front of this heater I'm gonna turn on just to get all the water out that I can. And then we're gonna do this guy again, because as you can see, what has come out of the drive shaft. What came out of the drive shaft is super thick black, not fresh. If it was fresh oil, wouldn't care, but it's the old stuff. So we're gonna, yeah, look at that. Just still super dark, old oil coming out of it. I can do this. I don't know how this is gonna work, but oh yeah. Try not to hit myself in the face. That will get it to spin a lot quicker in there. I'm gonna pour some out. And then I should go full speed while it's out. That's the drain plug. Okay, I was wondering, I was like, that shit goes deep. I sprayed inside the drain plug right now, and I just noticed a lot of stuff coming out, as you can see right there. All right, I'm gonna let it sit again, and I'm gonna go to the store, find my brake cleaner, because I'm gonna need it. I need to make food. Anyways, I'm gonna call it on this episode. It was a short one. Sorry for like the little bit less lack of content. I just haven't really had anything to do other than this. So it's like one video per week now. Again, I don't know when this is coming out, because I'm still currently uploading the transmission install. But yeah, anyways, it's all over the place like always, but once a week video or something, and kind of go from there. Anyways, but I'm gonna call it there. So comment down below if you guys think that the PTU is the issue of what's going on with the vehicle, of it just running really loud, or if you think it's something else. I'm really hoping that this fixes the issue and that it is the PTU, and that it's not something to do with the transmission or anything else. Anything like on ChatGPT, it says it can be like motor mounts. I checked those, they seemed fine. Exhaust leak, I checked that, and we even took it to a shop, checked that, and it was fine. And that it could be like a heat shield, which one, I don't think it could be that, because it's like extremely loud. You can tell it's something like mechanical and not just something hitting something. And it's not like a wheel bearing, because it literally, the sound comes from the PTU. Like, that's where it sounds like it's coming from. So anyways, again, comment down below if you guys think that this will fix it, or comment down below to call me a fucking retard for doing what I just did. That's where I'm gonna call it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If you guys liked it, hit the like button down below. If you want to see if this fixes the issue and the installation process of the PTU, hit the subscribe button down below. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful and beautiful day. DSEC 208's out.